What's going on, guys? Welcome back. I have another Pete Dye design course for you guys today. Today we are playing PGA West. This is the TPC Stadium course, designed and completed by Pete Dye in 1986. This is in La Quinta, California. I didn't count them all, but there's tons of tee box options. We're playing the blacks, which is the furthest back, as we always do. So I think this could be potentially a pretty rough round score-wise. We'll see. I'm sure it's going to be pretty challenging from the furthest back tees at a course like this, but we're going to give it a go. Continuing on with the Pete Dye courses. Real quick, like always, got the Garmin Approach R10 behind me on a DIY level stand. Country Club Elite mat, DIY stance mat here with my artificial turf tiles. Going with the Callaway super fast ball today. Some 10x7 nets, and then home tee hero that you're seeing within the Garmin Golf app on screen. So, first hole, we've got a par 4, 432 yards. We're gonna aim right about there. See if we can hit a decent drive to start it off here. Like always, just hit some 9-irons before on the range, so first couple driver swings should always be interesting. Hopefully just put something out there about 260, 270, something like that. Get off to a decent start here. Decent contact, but I pulled it left. I aimed a little bit right, but that's probably going to be in those trees or whatever's on the left. 275 right into the trees. Alright, tricky second shot here. We're right behind this palm tree. We've got 156 yards, down 2. So, do I want to go this way? Probably makes more sense to go left. And I think I'm going to do a punch shot underneath this palm tree. I'm going to go, so that's 156 where we're aimed, and then 10% is going to be, we'll call it another 16 on top of that, so 166, about 172-ish. I think I'm going to go, punch 5-iron up there. I just choke down on it, play it off my back foot, kind of hold off the follow through, hopefully keep something low there and run it up so we're about pin high or so, and then have a little wedge left. Barely got off the ground. I don't know if the R10's even gonna read that. That was so bad. Well, it did, and I don't know what happened, but only one said 27 yards, but at least now we have a clear look. So, 129 yards, down 1, so we're at 128, and then 10%, we'll call that 13, so 138, 141. I'm just going to go a little choke down 9-iron. 141 is kind of in between a stronger pitching wedge, softer 9, so I'm going to opt for the softer 9 here. Hopefully this isn't foreshadowing what's going to happen the rest of this course with being behind trees and having tough shots, but that was pretty thin and left. I don't know if that's going to catch the green. That might be too much. Might have caught another tree. 109. I think it was further than that, but all right, 21 yards. I'm gonna go, plus we got the roughs, we'll call that another 3. I'm gonna go 56 degree. Making a mess out of this first hole. Halfway decent drive too. I mean, obviously I pulled it left, but decent contact. And I basically play a 30-yard shot here and take a little bit off of it. And that was almost a shank to the right. Hopefully that stays on the green. Looks like it did, luckily. I don't even want to see the score on that. That's going to be pretty ugly. Grab some Gatorade and forget about that. Alright, second hole. That was a double. Yikes. Alright, second hole, par 4, 386. We're gonna aim up here about 270 to the right, have it turn over again. Not the best. I think that might have been a push right. It definitely started right. Hopefully it comes back a little bit. I'm not sure it will. I think that was just kind of a push fade right. And it was 267. Appreciate it, lucky golfer. I'm using the Garmin Approach R10. Which is about $600 for the unit, and then depending on the other nets and everything else, probably another couple $100. Alright, second shot, we've got 110 plus the rough, so we'll call that another 11-12 yards or so. So we're looking at like 122. Hopefully that tree right here on the right isn't going to mess with anything. I'm going to go slightly choke down pitching wedge. Let's see if we can stick this green here, get the ball rolling with some little bit better scores here. So far left. I hit my club on the brick over here. That was terrible. Yeah, lucky golfer. If you can set one up indoors, that'd be nice. It's pretty portable, so you can move it inside and outside if you have space in like your garage or something. A lot of people use it inside. Third shot, we got 15 yards in the rough. I'm gonna go 60 degree. Add another, call it 2-3 yards onto that, so about 17-18 yards here. Hit the mat first, but that should at least be on the green. Right at 15 yards, we'll take, oh, that went in. Okay, we'll take that. We'll take the birdie. Third hole, par 4. So, pretty straight. We're gonna aim up here, right side of the fairway again. And for the YouTube video, just so you guys are clear and not confused, this is, I think, the 3rd round that I've been live on TikTok, something like that, 3rd or 4th round maybe. Pretty much from here on out, I'm probably gonna try to go live while I'm recording this, so if you hear me like I was, talking to people and answering any comments that come up, that's why. That was kind of like the first one. Good contact, but started left and it's going to go even further left. Luckily I aimed a little bit right, but that's going to overcook left. 281 into the rough. I don't have space in my house, but I do have access to my local indoor racquetball courts. Yeah, I mean that would work, but you'd have to bring a net with you and the unit and like your phone or an iPad and a mat. That'd probably be more work than it's worth. I'd suggest looking into some nets outside if you have some space, or even an outdoor cage. They're really not as expensive as you think they would be, and just leave it up and then kind of bundle up in the colder months. That's what I'm planning on doing over here. I don't have any room in my house either to bring this inside, unfortunately. But all right, second shot, we've got 187 and we're in the rough, so we'll add another 18, 19, 20 yards to that. So basically 20 yards would be 207. I'm gonna go 4-iron. There is a bunker up there. Luckily there's no water, but I'm gonna go 4-iron. Usually if I hit it good, it's about 210, 215 on course. We'll see what happens. It was straight, but that was pretty heavy. That's probably going to be in that bunker. That's going to come up well short. Still working on lowering my ball flight, moving it back in my stance and whatnot, getting some forward press with my hands, put a little bit of weight forward, but it's going to be probably for the next few weeks, even maybe months, until I really get used to it. I'm going to hit some shots that are fat, shots that are thin, etc. Oh yeah, that would work if you just need the Garmin then. Yeah, minus 10 degrees is a little chilly. I plan on coming out here if I can clear some snow. Once we get snow here, I'm in New England, so I plan on coming out here even if it's cold, if I have to bundle up. Obviously, swing speed's going to be significantly down and everything, but we'll see. That might change after I play it one time and say forget this with the cold weather. 28 yards and we're in the bunker, and if you guys remember, it says 20% reduction, but in my experience, the greenside bunkers play anywhere from 40 to 60%, and then the fairway bunkers are like 30 to 50%. So 28 yards, 20% would be, we'll call it 6 yards. 40% would be 12. So I think this is going to be a good 15, 20 yards on top of that. So like 48, probably somewhere between 40, around 45 yards. I'm going to go 52. Again, it's not a huge deal that the bunker plays longer than it says, but it would just be nice just for out here. Obviously, we're not hitting out of sand anyways, like I've said, so it would be nice if they just let you know if it's 40% reduction versus 20 or something, just so I can have a ballpark of what I should try to hit, but it's still a little bit of a guessing game in that regard. I didn't hit it super hard, but that should be right around like a 40-yard shot or so. I guess we went long. It did say 40 yards, so. Yeah, it should make for an interesting live if I'm out here in the snow. 167, fourth hole, par 3, up one, so we're at 168. I'm gonna go 8-iron. We're 2 over now. A little heavy, struck a decent, started at left though, so hopefully that catches the left side of the green. It might be short left. And it's short left. 16 yards, down 1. We're in the fairway, so no reduction. We're right at 15 yards, gonna roll out a little bit, so just gonna go 60 degree. Could use another chip in, but usually that doesn't happen, so can't be relying on that to save some of these scores. Wasn't great, wasn't terrible, at least it was straight. Should be pretty close, a little long by the looks of it. Did come out kind of low. Bogey. Alright, fifth hole, par 5, 517 yards. We got water. We got two sets of water. We got water left, and then we have water right that we're gonna have to deal with on the second shot. I'm gonna aim right there. I'm not gonna hit it 299, but that's the line I'm taking. Give myself some room if I turn it over to the left. Pulling everything left. That might be in the water. That's what, like the third drive now? That's just been basically a pull hook. Yep, 260 into the water. It's strange. I've been opening my stance just a tad, and you would think that would exaggerate a slice or a fade, but it's been doing the opposite for some reason so far. 482. And from my experience, I've noticed this the past couple rounds. This is funny. We're right at one of the tee boxes up here, so basically got a whole nother par 5 now. We're 2 strokes down. 218. And from my experience, 10% is 10% of the hole, so it's going to be 10% of 482, not 10% of 218. So basically, where I'm aimed right there, that's going to play closer to like 260. So I'm actually gonna aim a little bit over here. That's gonna play like 260 there as well again. I'm gonna hit 3 hybrid up there. And we'll see if that remains true. If I bomb it into the woods, then I'll take it back, but it's easier to tell on these super long holes. The other ones that are close, when you only have maybe like under 50 yards difference between what's left of the hole and the shot that you're doing, it's kind of tough to tell. But on this one, left again. Hopefully it's not in the water. It might be. I probably should have pulled off that leaf came down and hit the ball right before I swung it. Ooh, we luckily got the fairway. Yeah, so 189. Usually I didn't hit this that great. That was off the heel and left, but usually this club is like 250, 260, 270 when I hit it well. So that was a good 40 yards short, I would think. We're in the fairway though. We've got 242 yards where it's aimed. We got 298 left, so I'm gonna go up there just to be safe with the water. I'm gonna hit this 3 hybrid again. I'm coming across my body or something. That was another one just to pull left. Maybe I gotta not open up my stance so much. I'm trying to aim right too. And it keeps going, the further I aim right, the further it goes left. 232. So that was more like it. That was kind of similar to the other one. I actually hit the first one better, and it said 189. So that definitely played a good 40 yards short. 84 yards. I'm just gonna blow up the scorecard, but 84 yards, and then we'll call it another 9 yards or so in the rough, so we're looking at 93. I'm gonna go pitching wedge, choke down pitching wedge. pop that one up. Hopefully it gets close. I don't know if that's gonna get there. That might be short or long. It's gonna be a +3. Yikes, this is gonna be an ugly score. Triple bogey. My goodness. Alright, 6th hole, par 3. We're now 6 over through 5. This is a pretty crazy par 3. 250 yards, almost completely surrounded by water. 250. Is there room behind it? There is room. I think I'm gonna go driver, I think. I don't feel great about my 3-wood. I almost never use that. This would probably be a good 3-wood shot. Actually, I'll go 3-wood. I'll tee it up a little bit and go 3-wood. We'll see. If the ball will stay. There's a high chance no matter what I hit here, it finds the water somehow, but the ball does not want to stay on the tee, apparently. Hit about 3 inches behind that ball. That was just popped up left, most likely in that water. Oh, we caught the grass somehow. All right, 71 yards. We're gonna be in the fairway, so no reduction there, no slope. So I'm gonna go a little choke down pitching wedge. Usually that's 70 yards plus starts to get into the range of. I would usually hit maybe a 52 on course, but I'd have to switch out the ball, and it's a good chance of going up and over the net. So pushed it right. Might be a little too much too. That was kind of thin. I don't know about that. That was probably a little generous, but we'll take the +1. That was a tough hole. I'll take a par on that all day long. Oh boy. 7th hole, par 4. Probably should have waited to play one of these Pete Dye courses until I was feeling better about my swinging game, but alright. 333 yards. Right there where we're aimed is 258. I think I'm just going to leave it there. Hopefully I get a good drive here. I need to strain one out. That was low on the club face. It wasn't hit as good, but that should at least be straight. Making progress. Or left, but 98 yards left. Down 1, so we're at 97, and then we'll call it another 10 for the rough, so 107. I'm gonna aim slightly left on this green. Going pitching wedge again. I know you guys can't see it, but I get in a habit of sticking my clubs, all my irons, into like the same little pocket, or whatever you want to call it, into the bag. So I got clubs halfway in the bag that are sticking out everywhere. Alright, 107. Popped it up just a tad. Might be front side of the green, but I hit it decent. Yep. +2, we'll take the par all day long. We will take pars on this course, even bogeys, honestly. This is probably one of those courses similar to championship level courses when I do the PGA schedule, that I'm trying to be bogey golf or better back here on these type of courses. 8th hole, par 5, 550 yards. We're gonna aim right there, just slightly right on the fairway, and hit driver. That was hit a little bit better. Started right. Coming back a little bit. Not very far. 260, but at least we're in the fairway. Alright, 279 left. So, I'm gonna grip and rip the 3 hybrid. Hopefully put something up there. I've been saying it for probably over a month now, maybe even 2 months, that I gotta come out here and practice with that 3-wood. I'm just thinking how bad that 3-wood shot was. Luckily we caught the grass, and I think we scraped out a par on that par 3, but I really need to practice with that 3-wood. It makes no sense to have the club if I A, don't use it, and B, if I do use it, feel extremely not great about it. Good contact, but left. Usually those fade. I don't know if that's gonna fade. It did not, but 251 will take that distance-wise. It's not too bad. Still a little short when I hit it good, but 251 for a 3 hybrid off the deck. 51 yards as my neighbor starts up the leaf blower. Hopefully, again, it's not too loud on the mics that are picking it up, but not much I can do, so I apologize. We've got 51 up 1, so we're at 52. It's gonna stop a little bit when it hits, and then 10%, we'll call that 6 yards. So 58, going 52 degree for a 58-yard shot. I'm gonna try to play in my head what I usually do with a 50-yard shot and just add a little bit more to it. Came out left, spun right on the net. I hit that kind of hard. Hopefully it's not too much. And it was, off the back. 15 yards left, down 1, 10%, so 14, we'll call it 16. And it's gonna roll out a little bit. Drop stroke there. Oh my goodness, the club moved when I took it back. Obviously you saw what happened there. If that gets anywhere on the green, that's gonna be very generous. I hit so far behind that ball. That was strange. Bogey, I don't know what happened there. That was strange, the club in my backswing, I don't know if that's ever happened, the club twisted in my backswing, and it wasn't even a very strong backswing. Alright, we're right next to this palm tree. I don't know what's going to happen here. There's a decent chance we catch these leaves no matter what we do. So we're going to go right about there. That's 268. Hit driver, 9th hole. Still undecided. It's not a whole lot of difference, but undecided if I like it more or less having the basically my phone, instead of it used to be directly across from me over here so I could have more immediate feedback. Now it's based on what I think happened, and it takes me an extra second to walk over there because of the TikTok. But high on the club face. It wasn't very good contact. Hopefully I didn't catch those trees. If it did, that could be trouble. Alright. I did swing up on that, so 264. Luckily we didn't catch the palm trees. We got 184 left. We're in the fairway, so no reduction there, no slope. I'm gonna go 6 iron. 184 is right in between a 7 and a 6. Usually 7's 180, 6 is about 190. The water in front's kind of scaring me, so I'll take backside of the green if I hit it to 190 with my 6 iron. Should give us a little more wiggle room, margin of error. Definitely gonna feel the need to play one of those easier 9 holes after this. Get some confidence back. I feel like this could be a pretty abysmal score by the end of this. Struck it good, left again, but that should be pretty close to 190. Or with the draw, an extra 12 yards on top of that. I knew I hit that good. I don't know about 202, maybe. All right, we're in the bunker. We got 19 yards, down 1, so we're at 18. And then here we go again with the bunker. 20% would be 4 yards. 40% would be 8 yards. So I think this is going to play close to 30 yards here, maybe even a little more. Could be as much as 35. So basically I'm going to go 56 and play a 30-yard shot here and see what happens. Not a great shot result wise with that 6 iron, but I hit that pretty good. So obviously I pulled it again left, but something like that, I'd rather have that where I hit something good and it's either too long or I pulled it, versus like chunking it and just coming up short. That was left again. That wasn't great, but we're on the green. Another bogey to finish off this 9. What does that put us at? Onto the back 9, 10th hole, par 4. We're 8 over, so we're right around that bogey golf. And this doesn't exactly look like an easy hole to start it off. Par 4, 405 yards. We're going to aim right there and then try to turn one over again a little bit. That was left, hopefully not too much. Kind of same story again. That was more of a pull than a draw. Alright, we got 150 left, but we're in the rough, so that's going to be another, we'll call it 15 yards, maybe a little more. So we're at 165, down 1, so maybe 164, somewhere in there. Again, that water's kind of scaring me, so I'm going to go 8 iron. 164, 165 would be, again, right between kind of a 9 and an 8, so take the extra half a club. Oh, that was similar to that 6-iron. I hit that good. That might be off the back. Might be back left. And it was long left, but we're on the green still, so we'll take that. 7 yards long, so that was about 172, about 8-iron. All right, 11th hole, par 5, 616 yards. Gonna go right side of this fairway, driver again. I don't know what I'm gonna end up here score-wise, but this could very high chance, probably a 90% chance I'd be like well over 100 if I played this in real life. Talk about high on the club face, that was horrendous. Messing with my grip too much. 219 drive, terrible. Well, 3 hybrid again. I do feel like the definite differences. I was thinking about this last time I played. If you play back like on the simulator on the R10 for a bunch of rounds in a row and then you go and try to switch to on course, it takes a good couple rounds to get used to whatever you're doing. So it's like if you go and switch pretty frequently back and forth between simulator golf and then real golf, I think you're gonna struggle. But if you kind of give yourself some time, if you play maybe 5 rounds in a row here on the simulator and then you go and you play another 5 rounds maybe in a row in real life, each of the maybe 1 or 2 rounds it would take you to adjust, and then after that you'd feel a little more comfortable. But I feel like the one thing is my alignment. Obviously I'm aiming in the same exact spot every time here, versus on course you have a different tee shot and alignment and whatnot every single time. Low on the club face, that should fade. All right, 163 left. I'm gonna go slightly right and hit a 9-iron. Obviously, there's no way you can compare apples to apples with this in real life golf. Even if you're using a GC quad or a TrackMan, it's still not apples to apples. It's a lot closer, but at least with this, it gives me the opportunity to come out and take some swings and actually get some practice in, even if it doesn't translate 100% to on-course golf. That was struck pretty good. Started right. I don't know if it's going to come back. It might just be a push, and we aimed a little right, but we'll take that. That was a pretty 168. That was a pretty strong 9-iron there. I am starting to see a little more distance with that lower ball flight, launching it a little bit lower. To me, it still feels like I'm hitting them thin and kind of sculling it a tad, but I think compared to where my normal extremely high ball flight and launch usually is, I think that's probably more, sounds about right to have a feeling like that, but still working on it. 12th hole, par 4, 374. Finally something that's a little bit shorter, not even that short, but going driver again. Starting to get frustrated with this. This is probably a 3rd or 4th round in a row where I haven't been hitting driver very well. Seems like all the clubs kind of come in waves. You hit a certain club or a group of clubs real well for a while, even a few rounds, a few weeks, even could be a few months, and then it goes back from hot to cold. You think you finally have it figured out, Well, better contact, but that was a push right. .269. 102 left. All right, and we're in the rough, so we'll call that another 11 yards. So 113 about. Gonna go pitching wedge, that choke down pitching wedge again. Pretty good contact, and it was straight. Might fade just a tad. Hopefully it's a good number. A little long right by the looks of it. Not too long. I guess what was that, pin high? Again, I kind of get mixed up with the orientation of where the ball actually came from in the hole, but it looks like it was about pin high right. I know I pushed that a little bit. 13th hole, par 3, 214 yards down 2. So we're at 212, and we've got water running all along the left side. So we're definitely going to aim right. That's 221. I'm going to go 5 hybrid. Debating between 4 iron and 5 hybrid. I think I can get a little bit better contact with the 5 hybrid. Decent chance this goes long, so when I hit this well on course, it's 220, 230 club. But if I don't catch it 100% clean, could end up being a good number. Oh, I hit that decent. That's gonna fade a little bit too. Started straight, that's gonna fade a little right. Yeah, I hit that too good. Man, at least I'm starting to dial in some of these distances though. 230 on the dot, if the R10 was relatively accurate on that one, which usually it's pretty good. So unfortunately, we didn't catch the green, but we've got 21 yards left down 1, so it's going to roll out just a tad, and then 10% on top of that, we'll call it 3 yards, so 23 yards or so. Going to go 56. I raked down here the other day and got mulch all over the place. I felt like I was picking up more mulch than leaves and throwing it into the woods, but tad left, but should be decent. We'll take the par. Starting to feel like on this type of course, pars are more like birdies on every other course that I've played, or easier courses. So we're still at +8 through 13, not too bad. What I'd like to get a bird or 2 left in here and then keep it under like 9 or 10 over through the 18 holes, but we'll see. All right, can we finally hit one good here and maybe cut this corner just a little bit? I think I'm gonna aim here, draw it. I'm not gonna hit it 300, but draw it back and maybe, hopefully, finally make some decent contact and get one like 275 and straight. Low on the club face, but should be better. It came out pretty straight, not sure which way that's gonna go. See what the Garmin read it as. Looked like relatively straight, but unfortunately we're in the bunker. So we'll see here. Fairway bunker, so this is instead of 20, it's going to play probably 30-40%. So we're at 121, down 1, which isn't going to matter a whole lot. So we're at 120. 10% would be 12, 20% would be 24, 40% would be 48. So we'll call it 40, and we're going to play it to 160. So I'm going to hit a 9-iron out of here, and we'll see what happens. Honestly, this might even be an 8-iron territory. I don't know. If it's closer to 48 versus 40, this could be 8-iron instead of 9, but I swung up on that. That was popped up. So on top of being the reduction in the rough, that was short on top of it, but luckily we caught the front side of the green by the looks of it. +2 for a par, we will take that. Alright, 15th hole, par 4. 456 yards, par 4. Ay. Gonna aim there again. Granted, I have played a few days in a row back here now, so my back is sore. Swing speed's probably down, but getting frustrated with this driver. There we go, that was a little bit better. Still low on the club face, and I was pushed right, but that felt a little quicker. And it was. 278, we'll take that compared to the other ones. Alright, 178 up 2, so we're right at 180. I'm going to go 7-iron. Can be demoralizing courses like this. I don't feel like I haven't hit, not playing particularly well, but haven't been any real horrendous shots. I've definitely played worse out here, but a course like this, you can be playing halfway decent or even good, and it can still chew you up and have some tough scores. So tad heavy, but struck it pretty good. That should at least catch the front side of the green, I would think. It was a tad right. Oh, it went in? Well, I guess that's one way to do it. We'll take that eagle from 180. That was pretty crazy. Definitely more luck than anything else, but hey, it still went in. That was pretty cool. 16th hole, now we're +6. 16th hole, par 5, 573. We got a dog leg left. I'm gonna aim right about there, I think. Alright, I'm happy now. No matter what happens with this round, that was pretty cool. 180-yard hole out with a 7-iron for eagle. I could shoot +30 now, and that would still be a bright spot. Had one other chip in too, I think. What was that, the second hole maybe? Something like that? The Garmin's being generous to us today. That was struck better again. That should be pretty similar, I would think, to the last one. Started a tad right, that should turn over left. Decent launch on it, yeah. 290. All right, things are looking up. 300 yards left. I'm gonna grip and rip the 3 hybrid. Let's see. A couple good swings in a row now. Let's see if I can actually get something like 260, 270 with this thing off the deck. That's like my, I've explained it in the past, but I kind of try to play usually most of my irons and basically all my clubs. I play to not like my max, like when I really hit one good and comes up a little bit thin and it goes super long, but I try to play it to where I know I'm capable of hitting it, just so I know some people suggest play more towards your averages, not like your potential of the clubs, but the problem is I feel like you do that and then you get into a mental state of like you want to hit it good but not too good. I'm trying to hit all my clubs as good as I can every single time, not try to play to the average and maybe be better off if I take some off of it, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. That was not what we were looking for. Low off the club face, off the heel. That's gonna be low and pretty far left into the bunker. 220. That was a worm burner. Alright, now we got another bunker to mess with, so I guess I'll consider this a fairway bunker. 81 yards, 20% would be 16, 40% would be like 35, 40 yards. I think I'm going to play it to like 40 yards, so I need 120, 122. Going to go almost a full pitching wedge, slightly choked down. Started left, spun a little bit right on the net, so it might fade a little bit. Hopefully I didn't hit that too good. Did we go off the back? I think we did. Maybe my calculations are not as great. Maybe that was closer to 30%, not 40%. Either way, this is our 4th shot now, so let's see if we can stick this inside the inner circle. We got 16 yards down one, so it's going to roll out just a tad. So we're at 15, then we'll add another, we'll call it 2 or 3. So 17, 18 yards or so. Going to go 60 degree. Pretty easy, both on the simulator. It's not quite as bad because you're not spending money, or as much money, I guess, as a 40, 50, 60, whatever, how much your round costs. To go and play bad, but still easy to kind of beat yourself up and get down on your game and on yourself. Got to try to have short-term memory. It's going to be left, but that has a chance. Did we get it in there? We did. All right, we'll take the par. Stringing some pars together here. 17th hole, oh boy. Par 3. Is this completely surrounded? Is this an island green? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna need a good shot here. 189 down 3. So we're at 186. That's kind of right between a 7 and a 6, closer to a 6. That's what I'm gonna hit. 6 again is about 190. Unless I hit it really good like I did last time, which was like 2 something, whatever I hit. Like 202. I think it was like 12 yards long, but let's see. Get some good contact, good strike. Stick this green. That was a tad heavy. It was straight though, so I would think that would be on the green. Alright, we'll take that. 6 iron's been good to us so far. Kind of tough too. I know some people have mentioned with the mats, and it depends on the type of mat too. This one is this Country Club Elite mat is kind of thick, so sometimes when you hit the mat, it's tough to tell if you actually hit it heavy or if it's just the the mat kind of grabbing the club. Obviously, again, not apples to apples and the same as when you're on real grass, especially nice grass on course. But all right, we're 6 over. We will take that. We could even have a pretty bad blow up here on this 18th and still not have a horrendous score. So final hole, par 4, 429. We're gonna aim up there to the right, hopefully turn one over again. And I don't know about you guys with I use the R10s, but there's always in the back of my head, especially with these custom settings and everything else, and just the fact that the Garmin's a little bit more of a budget style launch monitor, there's always that thought and that doubt in the back of my head if I'm actually hitting these clubs in the ballpark of the distances and whatnot that I think I am. But can't afford a GC quad or a TrackMan, so started right. That should turn over. That should be in the fairway, I would think. Wasn't the best contact, but I would think that would be about 260, 270 maybe. 279, just into the rough. All right, 164, down 2, so we're at 162, and then we're in the rough for the 10%. So that's gonna be another 16, 17 yards. So 162, 172, call it about 178, 179, basically 180. Gonna go 7-iron again. And just for good measure, gonna aim slightly right on this green because I don't love that water on the left. But let's see if we can get out of here with a decent shot, stick this green, hit a good 7-iron. Struck it pretty good. That might even be a little too much. That's gonna fade to the right. Hopefully it stays on the green. I know we aimed right. Ugh. That one I feel like I struck pretty good. Looks like it was short right. It was definitely right, but another couple yards on that, we would have caught the green. 13 yards left, down 1. So we're at 12, and then the rough, we'll call it another 1 or 2. So 13 or 14, 15 yards, something like that. I'm just gonna go a little 60 degree, get this on the green, call it a day for this course, go over the stats. Should be decent. We'll see. Maybe a tad long. Came out straight though. +2. Bogey, unfortunately. That was the first one of those in a while. So, let me make sure I have, sometimes these names that I have on the list are a little bit different. From the PGA West TPC Stadium course, designed by Pete Dye, and it was completed in 1986 in La Quinta, California. We ended up with a 7 over 79, so we'll take that all day long. Back 9 was significantly better than the front. The front was pretty ugly there. Ended up with a 44 on the front, and then we went 35, 1 under on the back. We hit that eagle on 15, was real nice. And then I guess we only had 1 bird. That was the chip in on 2, I believe. Everything else were bogeys and pars, and then we had a triple on 5 and a double on 1, which hurt. Tough way to start, but we battled back a little bit. 5 out of 14 fairways, kind of low. Wasn't hitting driver great. Actually started to hit it a little bit better the last 3-4 holes or whatever that was. We want to be at least 7 there, so that's a little low. And then greens and regulation, I felt like I was hitting my irons pretty good, but I did put a couple over the greens, so only 7 out of 18 there. We want to be, again, at least 50%, and with those numbers, want to be ideally closer to 75. And then 29 putts is actually pretty good. That's about 1.5. That was due to the 2 chip-ins, I think. That 1 on 2, and then the hole out from 180 or whatever it was with the 7-iron, I think, on 15 for that eagle. But not too bad. 79 for that type of course. After that front 9, I thought that was going to be like in the 80s or 90s, but pretty happy with that. Pretty cool hole on 15. The chip out on 2 was pretty cool. Despite being a pretty challenging course, I actually had a decent time playing that. It was challenging, but was able to battle back after that pretty ugly front 9. Some bad start to the holes, and played decent. So still just getting started here with this Pete Dye series. There's a lot of courses that he's designed either by himself or in collaboration with some of his family members. I think his wife, his brother, stuff like that, but it's all under his name. I have a big list of Pete Dye courses, so, and they're all relatively challenging like this. But if you guys would like, I have a list going of viewer and subscriber requested courses, so let me know in the comments down below. Give me the name of the course and the location, and I'll respond to you and let you know. There's a very high chance that I'll be able to play it, but I'll just double check here on the software and let you guys know. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, or as some people say, smash the like button. It really does help out the channel, and I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys at the next course.